What's going on, you guys? It's Metal Forever here, and today I'm bringing you another commentary. I have a pretty good gameplay here on Nuketown Hardpoint. I go 74-12 with the MTAR. This is a really good class. It's one of my favorite classes right now. It has fast mag, quick draw stock on the gun, and a few ins and outs perks. Definitely check it out. Definitely try it. I end up getting a nuclear near the end of the game, so stick around and watch that. But as for the commentary, we're going to be talking about siblings today and what I've gone through. And hopefully you can relate. I'll try to relate it to everybody, but I hope you guys enjoy. I got a couple requests to talk about this subject, so I'm going to. And a couple things about siblings. You love them, you hate them. You can't live with them, and you can't live without them. I definitely understand this perspective, because as for me, I have one sibling. I have an older brother. He's 3 years older than I am. I get along great with him now. Probably once I turned 14 and he was 17, that's whenever I got along best with him. Because I matured at a really young age, and since he was 17, he was in that maturing age as well, so we kind of grew up together, so to speak. But before that, we didn't really get along very well. We had sibling rivalries. I was always really jealous of him, mainly for the fact that he was Mr. Perfect and I didn't meet his standards, so to speak. Most younger siblings have this problem. I feel like sometimes, as the younger sibling, I wasn't Nick. I was Neil's little brother, and if you're a younger sibling and have to deal with that, I totally understand what you mean. He was always very organized, very school-oriented, ladies' man. He was even prom king his senior year, whereas I was more individualistic. I didn't really need people in my life to be happy, so I tended to be kind of shy. And, well, not really shy. I didn't mind talking to people. It's just I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't a necessity for me to have a bunch of friends to be happy. So I shied away from my parents because they were so proud of him all the time, and they weren't really proud of me because I wasn't really doing much. He was always a straight A student. I was more of like a mid-B student. And so my parents were always like, well, how come you can't get grades like your brother? All because we're not the same person, that's why. I don't know, I don't really enjoy school as much as he does, and I don't really care about it as much as he does, to be honest. But now it's all kind of reversed because he joined the military, dropped out of college and joined the army to become a military policeman, and whereas I'm going to college, and I really enjoy college, it's not that bad. Although, I didn't really help my case much back in the day because I tried most of the things that he did. He played soccer, so I got into soccer. He started playing the drums, so I did, so I guess I kind of set myself up for the comparison because I was doing the exact same things that he was. But the good news behind younger siblings following older siblings' footsteps is the fact that I can learn from his stupid mistakes. I got way better at him at playing the drums. That's my passion. That's what I love to do. I love playing the drums. There's no better high in my life than sitting behind my drum set and just playing for a good half an hour. I mean, it was just, that's what I love to do, and he loved it too. It's just that wasn't his passion. He was more into, you know, how many friends can I hang out with this week? How much time can I spend at work and everything? Whereas drums were my passion. But even outside of like skill-based activities like soccer and drums, I had it pretty easier. I'll give a little story of what I mean behind that. One time, my brother came home. He was seeing this girl. He saw this girl for like 4 years. They were dating. From he was like 13 until 17. Well, one day he came home with a hickey, and my parents absolutely flipped shit. So for me, I learned really quickly to not ever do that, or this, or that, or anything like that. You know, any type of circumstance. I had the advantage of being younger and seeing the stupid shit that he was pulling, so as a younger sibling, I got a chance to learn from his mistakes. And that's a really big advantage being younger because you get to see all the stuff that they do, you get to experience that, and you get to see how your parents react to certain situations. So that's a pretty big advantage being a younger sibling. You don't get in trouble as much typically. I know that's how I am. I never really got punished very much from my parents. And lucky for us younger siblings, that's typically how it is. The older siblings are considered kind of like guinea pigs to parents because they haven't been parents before, so they have to try certain parenting techniques out, and if it doesn't work on the first kid, then maybe they'll try something different with the second kid. Like if punishing the older sibling one way doesn't really do much to them, they don't really change, then they'll try something different with the younger kid, which is good because typically, since we're learning from the other person's mistakes, we don't get punished as much. At least that's how it is for me. One thing about being a younger sibling that is kind of good, kind of bad, is the fact that you'll always be considered the baby of the family. And you're always considered young no matter how old you actually are. For me, for the longest time, I was so mature and wanted to be treated that way, and my family, like grandparents and such, always still treated me like I was 7 years old. Like whenever I was 15, I'd go over to their house, they'd be like, "Oh, don't hurt yourself, don't do this," and yada yada yada. And I'm 19 now, and I've pretty much stated the fact ever since I was 16 that, hey, I'm an adult, treat me as such or else I'm not going to really get along with you. But I honestly remember always hating to go visit family because I was treated like a little kid. And so because of not getting along well with my family, I actually started to bond pretty well with my brother. He could drive and I couldn't, so he could take me places, we would hang out, we would go eat, go see movies and stuff. So that actually caused me to act more like him, so I got compared more because we were basically exact replicas. We did the exact same stuff. We both joined bowling leagues, we both did the exact same stuff. But now it's gotten to the point to where, and you guys will get to this point too, where you know exactly who you want to be, you know who you don't want to be, and to be completely honest, I could seriously not give a shit what anyone else thinks. It's absolutely true. I can find no fucks to give about anybody thinking anything about me. And I've been that way ever since high school. Maybe that's a good thing, maybe that's a bad thing. But for me, that's just how I intend to live. I'm in it for myself. I mean, you can get through life basically by yourself. Yeah, you need a job. Yeah, you need this. Yeah, you need that. But I mean, it's really up to you who you want to be, who you don't want to be, how successful you want to be in whatever you do. So that essentially sums up life. Do stuff to where it's to your approval, not anybody else's, because their approval isn't going to get you anywhere else in life unless it's a job reference. That's pretty much it. So now comes the advice portion of the commentary, I guess. I'll call it that. I'm not an older sibling, I'm not a middle child. I'm the youngest, I'm the younger brother, I have an older brother, so I'm going to be kind of general about this. I know girls are different, girls, sisters. I know all of this stuff doesn't really apply to me, but I'm going to try and give a little bit of advice. So if you're an older sibling somewhere and you don't really know how to hang out with your younger sibling, say you have a younger brother, because I'm going to try and relate this to me because I understand it pretty well. If you're an older sibling somewhere, okay, and you have a younger brother, and you want to try to relate to him, you want to try to, I don't know, try and have brotherly love, I guess they call it, definitely try to relate to him. You've been there before, you've seen what he's going through, you've probably gone to the same school with the same teachers. Don't make a bad rep for yourself, because if he has to go into class thinking, you know, my older brother was a trouble child, so now all the teachers are going to think that I'm a trouble child, and that's not really good because you're setting him up for failure, essentially. But it kind of sucks too, because like for me, my older brother had a really good name, so teachers were expecting so much out of me, my parents were expecting so much out of me that I kind of let everyone down. Not like, oh my god, I'm gonna go commit suicide, but I mean, it was frustrating because I wasn't the same person, I couldn't do the same things. So yeah, that was kind of frustrating. Now, if you're a younger sibling and you want to try to relate to your older brother, don't be a dork. Don't be a dork. I know that sounds kind of mean, but try to grow up quickly if you want to relate to him. If you don't and you want to just have friends, then just have friends. Just do what they want to do. You don't need to be approved by your older siblings to do well in life. You don't need all this. You don't need all that. You don't really need anybody but yourself and an employer that's willing to pay you. That's pretty much it, but I'm kind of at a loss for words for this commentary. I think I've said all that I can say, so if the gameplay is not done, I'm just going to go ahead and let the gameplay finish out. But I hope you guys enjoyed. If there's any critiques, definitely let me know on how to improve on these. I'm definitely open to anything, and if you're still watching by this point, definitely thank you. I appreciate you watching the whole thing. That is very, very awesome, I think. So, thank you very much, you guys, for listening. Enjoy the gameplay, and I will talk to you guys later. Alright, peace out.
Good job, Seal. Stand by for